Hi guys, I'm gonna do a tarot reading for the general public. Yeah. I take my time. Sometimes people put a question in the comments section and I have a chance to like answer that for you. I'll just tell you what I do while I shuffle. I've been a Reiki master since 2003. I do psychic healing, Reiki, like distance healing, triple flame healing, and triple flame healing is like amazing for healing emotions. Really quick and effective. And yeah, so I don't use cards. I don't use cards in my healing sessions, but like occasionally our client will ask me to include them too. Just, but I don't. It's not necessary for me to have like visual prompts to know what's going on. But I just do this to get to know you guys, and because I think like when you choose a healer, like you want to check their vibe a little bit first and see what they got, and so that's what I'm here doing. And also like I it's like a way of giving back to sharing some like skills and like helpful information. A friend of mine said that my videos are a bit like ASMR or something, like where he finds it calming. So even if you don't like the reading, maybe it'll help you fall asleep. Hopefully it has some purpose for you. Okay, these cards are like, they're a bit shy today. Let's see if another deck wants to be more expressive. The energy feels a bit more thick. Yesterday it was like really fluid and the cards were flying everywhere. So maybe people are being more serious today. I know it's Remembrance Day. Is that what they call it in the States too? I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, it's important to remember everyone that sacrificed their lives for the good of others, for the safety of others. Also, November 11th is like, spiritually speaking, kind of a romantic day, like 11/11, like divine union. I was wondering to myself if I don't know about. I'm curious about like who decided what day Remembrance Day, like when it falls, and because you know how some like pagan or like festivals were kind of like renamed, like sort of, and like some like important sort of birth worshiping sites, like where like had cathedrals put on them and stuff. So I was wondering if it was a similar thing with November 11th, where what could also be a day of like divine union has this also this like kind of, gratitude, but also sadness attributed to it. And I don't know, I was just curious about that. It's like a shower thoughts. Whatever. I'm almost done. I'm still taking some cards. I know I should probably do these readings like later in the evening when people are actually like have time to watch this, but maybe some people watch like previously live videos at other times of the day. I don't know, but I'm curious to try one at night to see like if, how many people tune in. I mean, anyway. Oops, okay. I can deal with that. Crystal wisdom. Almost done. Okay. Cool. Yeah, things are flowing a bit better now. That's good. Okay. And just to be wild, keep this mini lighter weight. Okay. Also, like if you want to ask a question, you don't have to write like kind of ask a question. You can just write down your question. Because you can ask. Because sometimes I find like at first I didn't know if I wanted to answer like live questions, but then I find that sometimes the questions feed into the reading and they're really relevant. So I'm open to it. And okay, let's do one more and then that's it. Okay. Here we go. All right. So first I'll do the Rumi card. Sacred Union. Oh my gosh. See, it's November, it's 11/11, and we get the Sacred Union card. And yesterday and the day before, I was getting like major real relationship coming in, like 10 of Pentacles vibes and stuff. Like if there was a masculine that was like hesitating or learning about himself or like, you know, getting rid of negative energies and relationships in their lives to like make way for what they truly want. Like plus today's 11/11, like I'm just like, oh my god, it's 11 a.m. right now. No, is it? Oh my gosh, right. I'm freaking myself out. Holding the Sacred Union card, 11/11 at 11. It's really nice. Oh my gosh. What? I mean, I'll look at that card too. This kind of freaks me out. Yeah. It's kind of nice. So for some people, there's going to be a sacred union today of some sort. Like we'll see more like how detailed that is in these other cards. I'm just like kind of like in shock. Let me just like keep looking at this 11 a.m. until it switches to 11:01 because I'm like, oh my god, what? Crazy. Okay. Yeah. So for some, okay, whether it's you having a sacred union in yourself, like where you've finally like gotten to a point where you love yourself enough that you're willing to like kind of unite the divine couple like inside of you, and that's a huge achievement, or you're going to get a reflection of that in the real world because you've already done that work and they're like coming. So I'm just gonna throw these goggles on and look at this picture for a second. Yeah, so I feel like Okay, if let's say two humans get together, I feel like one of them is like super warm and passionate and like full on ready, and the other one is like seems a little bit cold but is there. So don't get psyched out that like someone feels like not totally, you know, on fire about it, but they're like there. Like maybe the masculine energy is a bit practical minded, and they just like for them, just a cold kind of declaration of intention seems like really romantic to them. Whereas like other people's idea of romance is like warm hugs and like serenading or like whatever it is, whatever kind of stuff you like. So don't be put off by that. That's sort of the energy I get about this like union coming together. They might seem like a little bit cold at first, but dude, they're there. They showed up and they have the intention of making it work. So, you know, some things take time. It's like, and then what jumps into my mind is like cooking a meal. Like you have all the ingredients, but you know, it takes time to cook it. Like, you know, like it's gonna be different later. I don't really need to explain that further. Sorry, I giggle a lot. I don't know. I think it's because like when I'm channeling, like it's a really happy energy and it makes me like happy. So I'm just gonna read this comment. Hi, David. Okay. Well, I'll be talking about like, okay. David, when you say potential romantic partnership, does that mean you don't have a certain person in mind or you have a certain person in mind? So just let me know if you're just like wide open to whoever or if you're like talking about a specific person. And that will help me clarify I need your answer. All right. Are you seeing the situation accurately? Okay, I'll let you look at this picture for a second and I'll tell you what I see in a minute. I kind of feel like you've been putting on a happy face for the public about like your romantic life. I mean, you have optimism, but it kind of feels like too applied and it doesn't feel genuine because in fact, like the moon, like you have like a lot of secrets and you're sort of glowing with this like hopeful light, you know, that is kind of like you have some magic to give, but you're trying to like pretend it's not that like intense. So you're not freaking people out, I feel like. And I feel like you have the strength to carry a relationship far with this bird, given the opportunity. So you have something good to offer, but you're like having this sort of false mask, like it's like these two eyes and a smile kind of thing. When you're not being authentic, you're not gonna attract like the right. My glasses are crooked. Oh my gosh. You're not gonna attract the right relationship. Like you really have to love yourself first. Like have the divine union within yourself. Love yourself completely first. Accept yourself, and so that you're not like you wouldn't want to attract like the wrong person and then have to reject them because you're being fake, right? So try not to be fake. You can show that you can go the long haul with people and you can glow your beautiful magic light and don't be afraid of showing your loving side. Like you don't have to act tough. Like I think that there's a lot of people that appreciate like vulnerability is strength. It's like, I mean, I don't study martial arts, but I gather there's points when you can like win in a battle when you're actually like weaker, like you let someone throw a punch and then you kind of like turn that in your favor or whatever. So don't don't pretend you have more, let's say, money than you have, or that you're like happier than you are, you know, stuff like that. Just be real. People love that stuff. Okay, wait. Certain person, mine, old partner. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, well, I'll read some cards and I'll see what comes into my mind for you, David. Okay, follow your heart. Yeah, so being genuine draws towards you like even multiple options, multiple people that would be interested in you just by being like super authentic and saying like, yeah, I am a person that cares. I can give love. Like I do shine this like light of love within myself and I'm not trying to hide it anymore. And everyone's like, ooh, like check it out. Like they're into it. Like authenticity is like really important because it stabilizes you because you're standing on firm ground, and then other people understand you more clearly, so there's less like to be confused about, right? Because you don't want to have those drama conversations where it's like, who are you even? Like do I even know you? It's like if you're authentic from the start, you'll never have those conversations. Okay, I'm gonna try to think about your question, David. Sometimes I can't think with my, I think it blocks my third eye or something. I gotta take them off. I mean, I feel like the person you're talking about, David, like still likes you. I think there's a big gulf of how you guys communicate. And so it's like really easy for you to get into misunderstandings. I'm trying to look at like potential. I feel like if you're gonna get back with this person, it's like you have to sort of lower your standards a little bit about on some issues. Yeah, because like, you know, there's a certain amount of this person isn't fully cooked, you know, in terms of maturity. And if you're feeling particularly patient, you can survive it, I feel. You know? I feel like the person you're talking about can be kind of harsh with their words. And that's not like super fun. I'm just trying to look at like what's best for you right now. I mean, it's the kind of thing where like if you're just frustrated and lonely and you're like, I just want to be with someone, you can kind of like close the book, put it on the shelf and just be like, okay, I'm going to try this. Or you can try to like really embrace who you want to become in your life and fearlessly know that you'll match with the right kind of energy in person when you're doing that growth. So do you want to sort of stay where you are in terms of your personal growth, or do you want to continue growing? Like that's your choice. Like, and if you're choosing to kind of stay put for a while, this partner will be fine as long as you're patient and like you're not letting her words like really hit you if they're unpleasant. You're just like deciding to be unconditionally loving towards her. But I do feel that like if you're willing to, let's say, have a couple months of not dating and you spend that time just like glowing up, you know, in various ways, like working out more, like being, you know, eating healthy, like, you know, journaling, meditating on like your dreams and like really living in that and just owning it. It's like, if I can see it, it's mine kind of thing. And just owning, like yielding to those visions. Then I believe you can have something that's more pleasant to you, and it might mean like dating around a bit, but that you'll end up meeting someone through that who is more calm and like gives you like the same amount of whatever you miss from your ex, but like in a more calm, more mature manner. So like the choice is yours in terms of that, and it really has to do with like your desire for self-growth or not. I don't see you as being like a lone, like kind of person who doesn't have anybody. So like you don't need to cling to the last person who smiled at you, you know. You know, nothing wrong with your ex in terms of just like cute, nice, whatever, but like it seems like they have a pattern of poor communication that is like a bit much and stressful, and so it's like either you accept that and go like, I choose someone who is harsh in some ways, and then you don't call them on it because you knew going into it like, this is who they are, and I knew that, so there's no point in criticizing them for something you already know. So it's like, or you can have something more mellow if you do a bit of raising up your expectations and your self-love stuff. So that's what I get from your question. I hope you found that helpful. Okay, so back to the reading. I'm just gonna like go back and just recap it slightly. So, you know, it's 11/11, like the relationship, like divine union day. And we had the sacred union card, which like freaked me out, and then it was like also 11 a.m. at the time. So I was like, what? So that's like really beautiful that there's energy of like coming together either within you of your masculine, feminine, like divine kind of team. Like this love that then attracts like the right love, or it's really going to happen in real life. And that being authentic and showing your love to the world like draws new partners to you. Don't be fake. Don't pretend you're richer than you are. Don't pretend you're happier than you are. Just glow with that beautiful, loving, magical stuff you've got going on, and be proud of the fact that you're not proud, but like confident that you're in it for the long haul with like you're offering that, like you're actually offering a relationship, and you have the strength and the vision and whatever perseverance to like make it happen. So that's like really valuable to people, and don't think it's weak to be like loving and actually offering something. Okay. Because you're just like tired of playing around and you're kind of clearing the deck. Good, I'm glad you like that, David. You're clearing the deck of like all these, like let's say you were on a dating app, or just like meeting a bunch of people, or you're flirtatious, or you had a collection of exes you're kind of checking in with, whatever. Like you're kind of clearing the deck and saying like, okay, thank you, goodbye to like all these people. Yeah, you can ask a question, aliens and Aquarians. And like some of these people are like glad that you're releasing them because they knew that you weren't like offering like the full meal deal, you know. And then other people are surprised, and then other people are used to not being taken seriously. So there's a mix of different reactions of people that you're kind of kicking out of your temple at this moment, because you realize like by being with them, you were exhibiting your like worst side, like being controlling, fearful, you know, when you're not really offering like the best. Generally that's kind of a controlling type of thing where it's like, I want what I want, and I'm not going to give you like what you deserve. And it's like, feels a bit like this, where you're just like, why am I here? This isn't really fun. I may get back to that card, but I'm just sort of rocking through them right now. So then we have the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, because you've been like acting like you're so generous, like you're above people. And that sort of like inequality kind of vibe, like I don't know, it's like not that cool. Like nobody wants just like crumbs, you know. Nobody wants to be like confused about why they're being intimate with someone, or like in some connection that it's like I mean, if the moment you start spending time with someone or have intimacy, you're in a relationship. Like I hate it when people say like, I don't want a relationship. But it's like, if you're relating to someone, that's a relationship. Okay. It's like you can have a relationship with ice cream, like, because it's in your life. Okay. So if someone's in your life in some manner, you're in a relationship. Okay. It might not be a good relationship. But, you know, like maybe what they mean to say is, I don't want a commitment. But like, anyway, yeah, like we're done with like giving crumbs and being in this like negative, weird energy, and of either codependence, like being mean to someone, or yeah. And it's like, it's time to clear that stuff out so you can have your temple beautiful and clean and not full of people. Because there's going to be a new passionate beginning that God's like busting through, like what was sort of business as usual. Like all of a sudden it's like, what? You know, there's a surprise new passionate offer happening. I'm just going to read the question. What is this? Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, the vibe I get from when you're talking about the Scorpio person is they're not like, they're not really connected to their feelings so much. Like they don't, I'm not reading like a really nice person. I mean, people can be cute and sexy and fun and stuff, but they're still like not nice, you know? So I feel in this case, like for whatever reason, they're used to just acting badly and they're comfortable with that. And they're not going to change anytime soon. And so they're comfortable with like keeping stuff that's not theirs because they can get away with it. And so depending on the value of these items that they kept, like, you know, if it's in the thousands of dollars or something, like it might be worth, you know, getting help on that matter. Like whether it's visiting a police station, picking their brains for like, is this worth your time? Like, how do I go about getting this stuff back with help? Because I don't want to confront them myself. Or if it's just some small stuff like some favorite books or whatever, like just rip the Band-Aid off and let it go, you know? Because I don't feel that this person is someone you can negotiate with well. Like that's just the feeling I get. Like they are just used to going on a rampage in the world and getting what they want and never getting into trouble for it. So yeah, I'm sorry that you're going through that, if that's accurate. They never, I just feel, all I can tell you is like the feeling I get is that they're just not that nice. And I mean, you can disagree with me. I'm just telling you what I'm picking up. And I mean, there is such a thing as like a narcissist where they can, you know, love bomb you and make you feel a certain way and make you feel the ways that you want to feel, but it's not genuine in the end. So I would just, I don't know, like actions speak louder than words. Like if someone is okay with taking your stuff, that says a lot. Like no matter what comes out of their mouth in terms of like how they want you to perceive them. So I would just like bring things down to actions, because like if they're not willing to return things, that says a lot. Like so it can be a bit of mental gymnastics, like dealing with people who have like kind of control issues or who do things that don't make sense, that aren't like good-hearted. But it happens sometimes. I mean, it's happened. Like I lived with someone for a few years and they had no problem like taking my stuff, like selling some of my things, like just so they could have gas money. And like, and then they had a double life. And it's like, but if you talk to them, they're like so sweet, you know? So people like that exist. And in the end, like they're in more pain than you because you're capable of empathy and they're not really. And sometimes you just have to like call it a day and move on. But if it's stuff that's really valuable, I would ask for some kind of help. And I would say that like a knock on the door by a policeman to say like you need to give back some items is a lot like cleaner and quicker than you asking them 10 times. But anyway, I'll just keep going with my reading here. So then we have, my future isn't about my past. Life is only now. Yeah, so this person is like super unburdened by the past. And they're like, you know what, today I'm just going to enjoy today. And I'm not going to speak about the past. I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to like interact with what's happening in my day. And I mean, I also recommend not necessarily taking all your cues from like, you can live in the present, but I wouldn't take all your cues for like, how's my life going from the present? Like you have to like, I saw this really cool video. What is that guy's name? I was talking about it yesterday. Can't remember his name right now. Anyway, he wrote like really cool books back in the 40s about manifestation and just wisdom and all that stuff. And he was saying that like the promised land is like in us. It's like our imagination, like what we feel is God given to us. And if we can live in that promised land, in what we can see, then we can bring about those things. But if we never occupy that space, we can't connect with those dreams and like awesome new realities like that we want to bring in. And so it's important like to mindfully put your attention there, or like to the things you actually want to make grow, rather than the debris of the past and like all that stuff. Because like when we're looking at the past, we're garbage picking. So it's like, do you want to spend the day walking on the mountain of garbage and looking at everything that's come before? Or do you want to like spend time in your promised land that's like in your mind and like it has like the most beautiful experiences in it, and accept those and feel like, yeah, that's mine. And today is all about like getting closer to that. What is that? Oh wait, sorry, I'm getting like a pop-up screen. Okay. All right. Then we have some crystal cards. So we have love. I am love. Love is me. That's really beautiful. Then we have communication. And we have shine. Ruby. So together, you're communicating love and like being unafraid about that. It's never like if you're not demanding something in return, communicating love is actually like really nice. And you know, anytime you give love out, it refills itself. Like, you know, by being loving towards someone, it's not like you'll never get that love back. You will. And it also like replenishes itself within you, because like the universe is completely 100%, you're like soaking in unconditional love. And sometimes our minds can make us look away from that and like imagine other realities. But yeah, so don't be afraid of being, like I was saying before, being authentic, taking your mask off of like everything's fine, I'm making so much money, oh my gosh, like like, you know, times are hard, like everybody's going through something right now. So it's reasonable, like your true richness, wealth wealth is a better word than richness, is your authenticity, because there's only you, like no, there's no other person like you, and that's your like golden treasure chest. No one can take that away from you. So confidently be loving and communicate that, and like shine your light, and don't be afraid of that, as long as you're not being like waiting for the other shoe to drop, like, do you love me too? It's like if you're giving love out, it's a one-way gift, you know. And if it so happens that someone loves you too, then great. But like sometimes it's okay just to be the giver. If you're just shining and just like loving life, like it's okay to express that. Okay. Then we have, I'm gonna do these ones first. So then I only got one from the big golden Rider-Waite thing. Temperance. So we're balancing ourselves, like taking a moment to be grateful for the stage in life that we're at. It's like we're not completely finished our path. Like we still have to go down here and get to this mountain and the sun. But we're just going to take 5 here and just be like, I appreciate myself for taking me like this far. And I know that I've had some divine help in getting here. Because like if you don't take moments like this to sort of refresh and regenerate and appreciate yourself, then you'll get kind of psyched out, or like, because this path looks like it's through some rough territory, and it doesn't necessarily mean like it's going to be hard for you to traverse it, because there is a path. Like if you stick to the path, you're not going to get in this like side area of like strife on the way to your goals. You know, it's like you have to have focus, you know, and stay on track if you want to like make something cool happen. Like you can't have scattered energies and be like running here and there and then wonder why you didn't make it to your goals. Like, you know, so you may need to, or you are already like taking the time to like do this, where you're like balancing things out. And like if you were stressed out, you can also balance that with like, well, look how far I've come. Look, you know, and if you're not in something beautiful with someone, it's like, well, look how much I have to offer. And you're kind of like balancing those emotions around that. And then once you're balance, like that makes you more attractive. It gives you more energy to go on and like do all the cool things that you're gonna do. Yeah, because you're ready for a new start and you want to like drop all your burdens and experience life and like go towards the light, like go towards the sunny future. Oh, there's some people making out here in the background. Yeah, so I feel like in doing this deck is so funny. In doing this, like you're ignoring some temptations to make tracks and like get to where you want to go. Because like if you want to go from A to B, but you're like stopping at every like make out opportunity, it's going to take you a lot longer, like I was saying in this card, to get where you want to go. So some people might think you're foolish for not taking advantage of things they're offering you, like romantic relationships, whatever. They're like, why don't you find me attractive? Like you used to find me attractive. Why is this not pulling you anymore? And it's because you actually have a vision now for what you want to do and you're willing to let go of stuff. So you just are like going with the minimum of your possessions. And some people might see you as like a figure of poverty from walking away from something that seemed abundant to them. Like maybe you were dating someone who was like really attractive and appealing to other people. And they're like, why would you walk away from that and become this like poor person just to go after some dream that you haven't achieved yet? You know, like, why would you leave behind these moments of having like makeout sessions and stuff? But it's like, you know what you want now. Like you've taken the time to heal and balance yourself and take stock so that you can like have the energy to like get what you really want out of life. So that you can, I know it's a bit early in the day for this card, but it's the Four of Wands, and it's because you want to have like a pleasurable like relationship. The Four of Wands generally means like marriage, so maybe you have marriage on your mind. Maybe you've decided like, you know what, just because everybody else thinks this person I was seeing was so awesome doesn't mean it's the person I want to marry, you know, because you want to have this like really fulfilled energy of like, oh, I love being in partnership with this person and it like drives me wild and it makes me feel, you know, like I'm intertwined in the universe and all the good qualities of that. So we're really getting some strong relationship dedication, like marriage is on your mind kind of stuff. We've been getting that for a few days now. So that's really beautiful. I love it when people focus and know what they have to offer and know what they want. It's like kind of clarity is great. Where did I put my glasses? Oh, here. Okay, then we have 3 more cards left. So we have the Nine of Pentacles. Right. So I feel like this time, like this quarantine time has been a period where you've been working really hard and maybe you were afraid you were going to like come up short, but actually like all that hard work sort of turned into a great amount of stability. And maybe you underestimated like how effective that was, or like your change in mindset, or like your nose to the grindstone thing like helped in some way that now you're seeing the results of that and you're feeling more prosperous. Like you have your ducks in a row. Wow. And there's like a beautiful new love offer, or you feel like your heart is overflowing with gladness and it feels like a new beginning. So either you're having a new beginning in a relationship, or you're just like so full of like self empowerment and like love and stuff that you're just in this like very overflowing, beautiful state. But I, you know, because the hand of like Source is like had a hand in it, it's feeling like extra awesome. Okay. Wow. Okay. This is like kind of overwhelming because it's like 11:11 and there's all this divine relationship energy, marriage, like it's like pretty intense. On top of which we have the Ace of Wands. So it's like a passionate new beginning. It's almost making it hard for me to breathe, like all this information. Okay. There's this real determination about like, I'm going to make it work this time. I know I might look like a hot mess, but here I am. I'm here. I'm like coming forward with my passionate offer. And that might mean that other situations are just being transmuted and disappearing because like they cannot fight against this huge offer I have for you. And it's like attraction. It's like, let's do this. You know, if someone's going to come after them and challenge them, they're going to have to deal with this like club that's on fire because they have like an overflowing heart right now. It's like spirit is behind this because like, I mean, like we have the Ace of Wands twice. And, you know, because you've been like clearing all the X's out of the scene. You know, you're done with just giving crumbs to people and feeling like the big boss. And you're done with being in these like types of relationships that just feel like just sexual or like codependent, or like there's definitely like some deficiencies in this relationship where it would have this quality of feeling chained. You know? So because you're ready to like just focus on the good and what you really want to create, because you're like gonna follow your heart right now, and you are done putting on a false smile for everybody, because you're deciding like my heart is important, like what's glowing inside me is important, and I want to take it to the long haul. Because she can ask a question really quick, like, but pretty soon I'm done this reading. Yeah, so I can't emphasize enough how serious this relationship seems if you can be authentic and live from your heart and be openly loving and communicate that. Like you can't just think it, you have to like say it and shine your light. Okay. I'll just think about your question for a second. I mean, I feel like this Pisces you're talking about like likes you, but it's like they need a moment to think. Like maybe you've been throwing too many questions their way or demands, or it's like, you know, they can only deal with one question at a time, or like maybe, you know, I find with men especially, like they take longer to answer something, or they need more time to think about it because they're not like ninja with their emotions as much sometimes, which is like a generalization, but anyway, I'm just getting the feeling that this person, there's no lack of affection, it's just like, don't overwhelm them. Yeah. Yeah. So sometimes people need a bit of space, like to miss you or to like think about something, or like then like attraction is like there's a vacuum that they want to like fill. So like if you're just always creating content and like throwing things at them, then there's no vacuum for them to come in and like fill with their energy. So you have to be like sometimes a bit quiet to allow them whatever that magnetism to like come back towards you. Otherwise they're just like hitting back tennis balls all the time. So I just feel like they're just having a moment of a little bit of overwhelm for whatever reason. Even if it's not you, it's like they just need like a bit of like moment to like balance themselves before they move on. It's a bit like, you know, this temperance card is like, just hold up, let me figure this out for a second. I hope that's helpful. Yeah, so it doesn't feel like a panic situation. It's just a matter of being sensitive to them needing a moment to collect their thoughts, and just be open to like loving enough to let them have that moment to collect themselves and express themselves how they want instead of like how you want, I guess. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to end the reading right now. Thank you for joining me, and thanks for your questions. It's nice chatting with you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.